Hi guys, we're going to do some Pilates. You just need something to lay on, mat, towel, anything like that at all. Standing nice and upright, toes and knees point forwards, shoulders down and relaxed. Make sure that you are balanced and central. So gently rocking side to side, forwards, backwards. Got an even distribution of weight across your feet. And then you're finding your neutral spine. You're just tilting your pelvis forwards and backwards, finding the position where your back feels the most comfortable, and then holding it there. You're going to find and engage your core muscles. So the pelvic floor, the muscle from within, the one you'd use to stop mid-flow. I want you to imagine that that muscle is attached to a lift. And I want you to draw that muscle up from inside to floor number 10, as high as it will go. Down to floor number 5, and then down to floor number 3, and that's where you leave it. So you know you're holding it, you can feel you're drawing it up, but it's not uncomfortable. Imagine a belt around your middle. Excuse me, got an itchy nose. Imagine that belt's got 10 notches. Comes into notch number 10, out to notch number 5, out to notch number 3, and that's where you leave it. Again, you can feel some tension around the centre of the body, but it's not too uncomfortable. Holding from the core, you then have to breathe from your rib cage. Hands on the ribs, fingertips touch. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, open up through the ribs, and release. Taking a nice deep breath in and release. Relax the arms down. So just begin pedaling your feet through, one side to the other, raising up an alternating heel. Allow your shoulders to gently rotate in one direction and then the other direction. Place the feet down, lift all the way up onto your toes and release. And again, lift all the way up onto the toes and release. Good. Holding it in the middle, you're going to take those legs out, just ease across from one side to the other. Making sure the knee doesn't go over the toe. Bringing one arm forward and round. And then changing arms, mobilise around the shoulder, lengthen through your back, still engaging the core. Holding it in the middle, bring the arms out, breathe in. Breathe out, lower to the side, look to the fingers. Breathe in, come to the centre. Breathe out, lower down the other way. Lengthen the waist. Breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, return. One more here, lateral flexion. Mobility through the back and the tummy and the waist. Bring those arms through, bring those feet through. Breathe in. Breathe out, rotate. Keep the hips nice and still. Breathe in and return. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in and return. And just going to take one more spinal rotation to each side. And then coming into the middle, relax the arms down. Staying towards the back of your mat, breathe in, tuck the chin into your chest. Breathe out, begin to gently roll down through your spine. Soften your knees, allow your arms to hang relax. Then when you're ready, breathe in, and as you breathe out, roll back up. Rebuild your spine vertebrae by vertebrae all the way to the top. Reset your posture, and then begin to roll down again. Chin to the chest. Breathe out, gently roll down. At your lowest point, allow those arms to hang and relax. And then when you're ready, begin to gently roll back up through the spine. As you reach the top, relax the shoulders down. So we roll down and then we come all the way down to the floor this time. So breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, gently lower. And at your lowest point, you're going to carefully walk the hands and knees down. So you're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, push one leg all the way back. As you breathe in, draw that leg all the way back in. Breathe out, push the other leg away. Breathe in, draw that leg back in. So as you move your leg, the rest of your body stays nice and still. Don't allow the hips to move. Don't allow that back to dip or arch. Now you could fully extend and then raise in line with the bottom. Then you breathe in to lower and draw that leg back in. You've got to keep those knees hips distance apart. with or without the lift from that leg. Then you can always slide the opposite hand out along the floor as well. That's your next level. And then when you feel ready, arm can also come up at the same time as that leg. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in, and engaged. When you lower your leg, make sure your toes touch the floor first and then draw the leg back under. You are lengthening and then releasing through the core. With or without the arm, remember you can always just lengthen it out, you don't have to lift it. I'm going to ask you for one more on each side, please. And then you're going to come into that leg pull. Forearms and elbows are down. Looking down between your wrists. Level 1, knees are down, but you've drawn the pelvis up. Level 2, knees come up, breathe and hold. Looking down between the wrists. If you want level 3, making sure those wrists stay under the shoulders, we can come all the way up onto our hands. Make sure your body isn't too far forward or leaning across to one side. You've got to draw up through the belly button, as if I was pulling your belly button up towards the ceiling. Just breathe and hold. If you begin to shake or wobble, take a little rest and then join back in when you're ready. So I'm going to ask you please for 2 more breaths, and then you're carefully going to bring yourself back up to box position. Now this time, breathe in, breathe out, fully extend one leg. We're going to keep using this same leg until I tell you to change, okay? So you're going to raise that leg for me. Make sure the body is central. Breathe in. As you breathe out, allow the leg to come out. As you breathe in, bring the leg back in. Breathe out, leg pulls out. Breathe in, it comes in. Now if your balance is good, if you feel strong enough, you can always extend the arm out. You might want to raise the arm. And then last option, arm and leg move away. So leg goes out, arm goes out, and then they both come back to their central position, keeping the hips in place. We don't want to be leaning to the side. We've got to stay central, with our core muscles drawn up, and our back neutral. And we're going to do just one more with this side. If you've got your hand up, or your arm up, fingers and toes touch down, and then draw them back in. So we're still replacing properly. We're not just lowering them down to the floor, however, we're making sure the fingers and the toes touch down first, okay? When you're ready, breathe in, other leg, breathe out, lengthen, raise it up. Just start with just the leg on its own first, in case you're not quite so strong on this side. Breathe in, as you breathe out, leg comes out. As you breathe in, it comes in. Breathe out, leg comes out. Now you're looking down, so you've got the alignment through your back and through your neck. Opposite arm can be extended in front, could be raised, it could be moving. Breathe out to open, breathe in to return. Breathe out to open, breathe in to return. Just taking those movements as far as comfortable for you. As long as the technique is there, keep it nice and strong, okay? If your balance starts to go, or your technique starts to become off a little bit, go down a level. Could just be you've got to keep your arm still, or keep the arm down. You've just got to work with what's comfortable for you. Enough to challenge, but still enough to work effectively. I'm going to ask you for one more. Fingers and toes touch down, draw it back in, and then straight back to leg pull, knees down. Level 2 knees up. Level 3 on those hands. Look down. Draw up through the belly button. Breathe and hold. You're strengthening right through the core. You've got to pull the belly button up from within. Tighten right into the centre of the body. And I'm going to ask you in your leg pull for 2 more or up to 2 more breaths. Then you're going to gently lower and turn onto one side. And you're lengthening your body out from your fingers to your toes. Head rests down on the arm. Hand is there for your balance. Hips, knees, ankles all stacked, one on top of the other. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise both legs up. Now breathe in. As you breathe out, lift your top leg. As you breathe in, lift your bottom leg. Breathe out, lower your bottom leg. Breathe in, lower your top leg. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in to lower. Hand is there for balance. If you don't need it, you can take it away. Now remember, your movements should be slow and controlled. Your breathing dictates the pace of your movement. So if you're moving fast, you're breathing too quickly. Nice and steady, nice and controlled. Point those toes away from the body. If your balance is super good, which is better than normal good, then you can take that arm all the way over. But if you start to roll, start to wobble, bring the arm back, okay? So I'm going to ask you with this side leg raise, working down the top leg on the outer thigh, working the inner thigh on the bottom leg, as well as your core, your lumbar spine, and the obliques, for 1 more repetition. Up, up, down, down is 1 rep. And once you've completed those, keep those legs raised, point the toe, breathe in, breathe out, kick the top leg forwards, breathe in and return. That top leg's going to go behind you. Breathe out, kick back, breathe in, return. Breathe out, kick forwards, breathe in, return. That bottom leg is there, but it's nice and still. Any problem taking the leg behind, if it hurts your back or if the leg starts to bend, then just do the forward movement. And then if you can move both legs together. One going forwards, one going backwards without rolling those hips. Hand there for balance. If you don't need it, you take it away. You might find, as you progress through the levels, that your movements need to become a little bit smaller to control. And that's absolutely fine. I would rather see a smaller movement where everything is in place than a bigger movement where your hips may be rolling. So in your side kick, please complete 2 more breaths. And once you've done those 2 breaths, I want you to bring your legs together and carefully lower down. If you do need to give your hip a little rub or anything, do so now. And then you're going to push yourself to sit. Legs bent, feet down, knees point up. Don't let the knees drop out, don't let the feet lift. Arms crossed slightly easier, arms extended slightly harder. Breathe in, tilt the pelvis, C-shaped spine. Breathe out, rotate to one side. Breathe in, come to tilt. Breathe out, come all the way up. Breathe in to tilt. Breathe out to rotate. Breathe in, come back to tilt. Breathe out, come up. So we're using 2 breaths per movement. That first breath in, we tilt, tucking the tailbone under. Then we rotate, keeping both sides of the bottom on the floor. And as we reset, we're making sure the chin is off the chest and we've lengthened through the spine. Oblique roll up. Mobility, strength through your back. Working through the obliques, through the side of your body. And try and do an equal amount on each side. Breathing in to tilt back, out to rotate, both sides of the bottom down. Breathe in to return to the middle, breathe out to come up. And I'd like you please to do 1 more on each side. Well done. Once you've done both of those, you're going to bring yourself down onto your back. And you're going to extend your legs all the way out. Legs are lengthened, point your toes away. Arms are down, head is down, shoulders down and relaxed. Core muscles engaged, so contract the tummy. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lift one leg about 10 inches from the floor. Point the toes away. Now I want you to breathe in and bring the toes towards the body. And then breathe out and point the toes away. Breathe in, point the toes in. Breathe out, point the toes away. The other leg at this point has stayed on the floor. However, as long as your back is strong enough and you don't dome your core muscles, you could work with both legs up, but you've got to make sure neutral spine and core muscles stay in place. It's a little too much pressure on my lower back, but yours may be okay, unless yours is stuck together with paper mache like mine. I'm going to ask you then to allow that leg to lower. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bring the other leg up, if it's not already. If it's already up, just carry on. Breathe in, toes towards you. Breathe out, point the toes away. Breathe in, toes towards you, core muscles in place. Breathe out, lengthen away. So it's only a small movement being made by your ankle, but it does affect what's going on through your core. You're lengthening and you're releasing. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. I'm just going to ask you please for 2 more repetitions of this one. Once you've done those 2, carefully allow your legs, if you've got both legs up, 1 foot at a time returns down. Once you've got both legs on the floor, bend your legs, place the feet down. Bring them slightly closer to the bottom. You're going to breathe in and tilt the pelvis, so it's just a little pelvic tilt. And then breathe out and release. You're going to breathe in, tilt the pelvis. We're building up to shoulder bridge. And then breathe out and release. It's absolutely fine to stay with just that tilt if that's enough. If not, we're going to breathe in and tilt. We're going to breathe out, peel the back off the floor and come into a ski slope position, shoulder bridge. Try not to squeeze your bottom. Breathe in. As you breathe out, begin replacing the vertebrae back down one by one, allowing that tailbone to lower last. Breathe in and tilt. Breathe out and come up, shoulder bridge. Only as far as comfortable, breathe in. As you breathe out, gently begin to lower. It's like you're laying down a string of beads, one by one, and that tailbone is the last piece that goes down. Now if you want to add on a little bit, once you're up in ski slope, you're going to breathe in, arms are going to go over. You're going to breathe out, arms come back down. You're going to breathe in and hold. and then you're going to breathe out and gently lower. So you're still lowering on the exhale. Breathe in and tilt. Breathe out, come up. Breathe in, arms go over. Breathe out, arms come down. Breathe in. Breathe out, gently lower. Now there is a second option here, and that is to allow the back to come back down. So we're coming all the way up. We'll leave the arms. We'll lower the back down first. And once that spine is down, then we can allow those arms to come back down. So it's up to you whether you bring the arms down first or the back down first. You've got to lower your spine on the exhale though, please, okay? Breathe in and tilt, just do one more of these. Breathe out, lift, shoulder bridge. Breathe in, arms go over. Breathe out, arms or back come down. Breathe in, there's nothing. And then breathe out, back or arms come back down. And once everything is back in place, take those feet slightly further away. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bring one leg up into right angled position. Knee above the hip, ankle in line with the knee. Make sure that that heel isn't raised too high. You've got to have that right angle. You can stay here, or you can go a bit further by extending the leg to 45 degrees. Now your knees need to be in line with each other. Breathe and hold. You could go further, bring up the upper body, chin off the chest, palms face down. Breathe in. As you breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, you hold. Breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then if you still want to go further, you can bring the other leg up but into a right angle only, okay? And work with both legs raised instead. Don't have to have that leg up. Don't have to have the upper body up. You could keep the leg bent and still pulse though. That is an option if you want it. I'm just going to ask you though for 3 more breaths in the level that you have chosen. Deep full breaths in through the rib cage. Once you've completed your 3, if you've got both legs lifted, the other leg comes down, yes. Upper body releases. That leg comes back to start, and we replace the foot down. Breathe in. As you breathe out, other leg comes up. Stay here, absolutely fine. Or maybe you want to extend it and hold it out. Maybe you want to bring up the upper body and add the pulse. Don't have to pulse. And then if you want to go extra, you're bringing that other leg up as well. Core muscles in place. Imagine a spirit level across the hips. Bubble of air, central and still. Remember, you can have the leg bent with the pulse if you prefer. Level 1 though, just stay here and hold and breathe. Your core muscles are helping to keep that leg in place, okay? It's not holding itself there. The core, the lumbar spine, all working to keep this leg in place. Or lengthened, with or without the upper body, with or without the other leg. You're going to take 2 more breaths. Once you've completed your 2, if you've got the other leg raised, lower that first. Upper body comes down. Bring that leg back to bent position and allow that foot to lower. Once that leg is down, breathe in. As you breathe out, first leg comes back up. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lengthen it away. As you breathe in, bring it back in. Breathe out, lengthen it away. Don't let it quite touch the floor. Breathe in as you return. If you want to work harder, you can have both legs raised. And you can alternate between those legs. If you've only got one leg raised, you're going to do 2 more with that leg. And then you're going to swap legs. Core muscles zipped up. So once you've done your 2, you're replacing that foot. Other leg comes up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lengthen one leg stretch. Keeping this other knee nice and still. As you breathe in, it comes back in. Only comes back in to start position. Breathe out to extend out. Breathe in to return in. With or without that other leg up. If you want both legs raised, you can just alternate from one leg to the other. Make sure it comes back to start position. Don't drop your heels. And I'm going to ask you please, 2 more breaths. Then 1 foot at a time will come back down. And you'll just give yourself a nice long body stretch. Point the fingers, point the toes, lengthen the whole body. And then when you're ready, we just turn onto our other side. We did 2 different exercises here. Just going to shuffle back so my arm can extend out. Head rests down on the arm. Hips, knees, ankles all stacked, neatly one on top of the other. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, both legs come up. Breathe in. Breathe out, lift the top leg. Breathe in, lift the bottom leg. Breathe out, lower the bottom leg. Breathe in, lower the top leg. So it's up, up, down, down. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Hand is there for balance. If you don't need it, you're taking it away. And remember, the body needs to be lengthened from the fingers to the toes. So point the toes away. The arm your head is resting on, those fingers are pulled away. And then if you've still got really good balance, maybe try taking that arm all the way over. And with these side leg raises, I'm going to ask you please, up, up, down, down is 1 repetition. And I'm just going to ask you to do 1 more of those, please. Then bring those legs together. Keep them raised. You might want to take your hand back. Breathe in. As you breathe out, top leg kicks forward. Keep it as straight as you can. Breathe in, it returns. Breathe out, it goes back again as straight as you can. Breathe in and return. Breathe out, kick forwards only as far as comfortable without rolling those hips. Good. And then if you want to, you can allow both legs to move. 1 goes forward, 1 goes backwards, and then crossing over and meeting in the middle. Breathe out to kick, breathe in to return. Lengthen the body from the head to the toe, the fingers to the toes. Hand is there. Maybe you want to take it all the way over. Remember, balance. Your movements are controlled by your breathing, so full, deep breaths. And I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths. Once you've completed those 2, legs come together, and we can carefully allow them to lower. And if you need to give the hip or anything a rub, please do. When you're ready, you're going to push yourself round into a box position. So we're going to be making our way to stand. If you need to hold on to anything, please move closer to whatever it is. When you're ready, push yourself back into a crouched position. Tuck the chin into the chest. Place the feet down. And then slowly in your own time, You're beginning the process of rolling up through the back. Rebuilding the spine. As you get to the top, relax the shoulders down. Reset neutral. Re-engage the core. Lovely. So make sure as you go around the rest of your day that you think about what's happening around the middle of the body. Is your neutral spine in place? Are your core muscles in place? Hopefully there was a level there for everybody. Just lift up and balance. And release. One more time, lift up and balance. Well done. And release. And you are all done. Well done guys, take care, see you soon.